Welcome to Audit the Audit, where we break down the who, what, right, and wrong of police interactions. This episode examines use of force, officer obstruction, and official misconduct, and is brought to us by the Cameras Everywhere channel. Be sure to check out the description below and give them the credit they deserve. On July 26, 2021, Officer David Lansdukes of the Orangeburg Police Department immediately drew his gun and ordered 58-year-old disabled man Clarence Gilliard and his cousin Mario Julian, who were standing in a townhouse parking lot, to get on the ground.
Let me see your hands. Bert, get on the ground. Get on the ground. Get on the ground right here. Get on the ground. You, Burgundy shirt, get on the ground. Over here. On the ground. On the ground. Get on the ground. Do you not listen? Get on the ground.
Mr. Gilliard attempted to comply with Officer Dukes' orders by getting down on his hands and knees. However, Officer Dukes forcefully used his foot to push Mr. Gilliard all the way to the ground, causing his head to strike the pavement violently. In the 1989 case of Graham versus Connor, the U.S. Supreme Court explained that the Fourth Amendment requires a police officer's use of force to be objectively reasonable under the circumstances. The court identified three factors to consider when determining whether a use of force is reasonable: the severity of the crime at issue, whether the suspect poses an immediate threat to the safety of officers or others, and whether the suspect is actively resisting arrest or attempting to flee. More recently, in the 2016 case of Armstrong versus Village of Pinehurst, the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals, which includes South Carolina, held that non-compliance with lawful orders can justify some use of force, but the amount of force must be proportional to the level of resistance and the risks posed by the situation. Even passive resistance can justify limited force, but the reasonableness depends on the specific facts of the encounter. In this situation, the severity of the alleged crime was minimal at best. Although Officer Dukes initially claimed to believe that Mr. Gilliard had a gun, by the time force was used, it was clear he did not pose an immediate threat. His hands were empty and raised above his head before he got onto his knees. Furthermore, Mr. Gilliard was not resisting arrest. He was actively trying to comply with Officer Dukes' commands. Under these circumstances, it is highly likely that a court would conclude that Officer Dukes' use of force against Mr. Gilliard was neither justified nor reasonable.
Your gun back there?
Ain't no gun.
By that truck.
Ain't no gun.
You're not listening, dude. Bro, you got a gun on you, man?
No, I ain't got no gun.
Right,
I
I'm
don't
just
own
asking.
no gun. I don't
Turn
own
back over. Paul, do you watch him say? He had something.
I ain't own no gun.
The door's unlocked, it's not always so.
No, he was right here. Watch him. Go watch him. There it is.
I don't own no gun.
All right, that's what he had. All right, who's the complainant? All right, get up, get him up.
Put your leg up.
25 cents, got one tank.
Alright. Put your leg that way so you
I'm
can stand
good
up.
All right, listen, I'm about to help you. Hold on. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right.
Yep.
Listen.
Yep, they slammed my head
Listen.
down on the cement. Yep.
Go back inside. Go back in the house. Go back in the house. Ain't nobody talking to you.
I got head drummer.
Go back in the house.
Yep. Y'all bust my head down. Yeah, I've been in an accident. Yep. Y'all bust my head down. You threw me down.
I sure did. You
And-
wasn't listening.
Yep. No, it ain't. You ain't to throw me down like that. I'm disability.
Okay.
I got head problem. Yup. You threw me down. Yup. You threw me down. You threw me down. Yup. You bust my head down on the cement. Yup. You bust my head.
All right, let me tell you what.
His forehead.
You bust my head down on the cement.
He was in front of the car when I came up. And he was walking like this. And I thought it was a gun at first. I said, drop the gun, drop the gun, drop the gun, drop the gun. Had him at gunpoint. He's over here doing something like this.
You slammed my head. You slammed my head.
What he was doing is
down
putting
in
this up
the
behind the
cement.
tire. So he comes over right here. He got his hands in his pockets. I'm telling him, let me see your hands, let me see your hands, let me see your
Why you
hands.
bust my head then?
He wasn't listening.
No, it ain't.
He got the, like this right here,
You grabbed me.
and we went on to the
And
ground.
you bust my head.
Officer Dukes claimed that when Mr. Gilliard was walking from behind the white vehicle, he believed Mr. Gilliard had a gun and repeatedly ordered him to drop it. He further alleged that once Mr. Gilliard stepped in front of the vehicle, he kept his hands in his pockets and ignored multiple commands to show his hands. However, body camera footage contradicts these statements. The video clearly shows that Mr. Gilliard had his hands raised above his head, and while Officer Dukes repeatedly shouted at him to get on the ground, he never instructed him to drop a gun or show his hands, likely because Mr. Gilliard's hands were visible throughout the encounter. An incident report filed by Corporal Brandy Smith, who was also on the scene, stated that Mr. Gilliard appeared to have his hands in his pockets while walking from the passenger side of the vehicle, but once he reached the front, he removed his hands. Corporal Smith also noted that Officer Dukes was giving loud commands for Mr. Gilliard to get on the ground, but made no mention of any commands involving a gun. Notably, when Officer Dukes later reported the incident, he failed to describe the method he used to take Mr. Gilliard down. Corporal Smith's report claimed that when Mr. Gilliard did not get fully on the ground, Officer Dukes pushed him down by placing his right foot on the middle of Mr. Gilliard's back. In contrast, an incident report filed by Sergeant Ockwell Patter stated that Officer Dukes jumped up and stomped on Mr. Gilliard's back or neck with his foot. Although the body camera footage is unclear about whether Officer Dukes's foot landed on Mr. Gilliard's neck or upper back, it is evident that his version of events did not align with either the body cam evidence or the reports filed by his fellow officers.
Down on the cement. You bust my forehead.
Yeah, your head did hit the cement.
Right, cause you bust me down on the cement.
Where's the complainant?
You bust my head down on the cement.
Right here?
You bust my head. You bust my head.
Where's the complainant?
Bust my head down.
We're trying to get the name of the complainant.
You
So
bust my head.
What are we doing? I guess Sam was going to check him out.
Ain't nobody
There ain't nothing about here wanting to press charges on.
Who called?
I'm not sure.
Take him out of cuffs right now. I mean, because that's what we
You're gonna
got.
have to use your force.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
slam my head down.
Dude, I didn't know what his
You
intention
use
was.
the force. You need to have a look at the camera.
Yup. The officer did wrong. Slam my head down. Bust my forehead. Damn right. You gonna pay me for that shit.
Mayor, I'm going to take that into evidence of what he had.
What?
Well, I mean, you know, that's the reasons I did what I did. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm coming from.
No gun or nothing.
Because when he was behind the truck, I couldn't see what he was doing. And I didn't know where
There ain't nothing there.
that went. If it was still in his pockets when he come around that car with his hands in his pockets.
These dogs officer.
Got it
No.
on camera.
Yeah, a
All
dog
right, that's
stick.
fine.
A dog stick.
So he can come out of cuffs?
Yes. Take him out of handcuffs.
Yeah, he can come out. Oh, Lord.
You may take it.
you mind looking? Hi. Good. How are you? What's going on?
Officer slammed my forehead down in the cement.
Okay.
You were wrong for that.
Did you lose consciousness?
Yeah. Listen,
Can I get a card from you?
I don't have one now. We
Okay,
don't have.
what's your
They
badge
don't
number?
give us cards.
Okay, what's your badge number?
1059.
Let me see if I can get my phone. Hold on.
Hold on, we have cards.
All right.
Okay. Thank
Go to
you.
hospital.
Mr. Julian asked Officer Dukes for a business card, but Officer Dukes claimed that their department did not issue cards. However, Sergeant Patter immediately corrected him, stating that officers do have cards, and she provided Mr. Julian with the information he requested. If it were determined that Officer Dukes intentionally lied to Mr. Julian in an attempt to avoid accountability for his actions, he could potentially be charged with 2 common law crimes under South Carolina law: obstruction of justice and official misconduct, and the 1997 case of State v. Lyles Gray, the South Carolina Court of Appeals upheld convictions for both offenses against a Camden Police Department officer for her conduct during a criminal investigation. The court explained that, under common law, obstruction of justice occurs when someone prevents, obstructs, impedes, or hinders the administration of justice, and misconduct in office occurs when a public official fails to properly and faithfully discharge a duty imposed by law. In that case, the officer was found guilty of obstruction and misconduct for failing to interview witnesses after her daughter was identified as a suspect, obtaining a false arrest warrant for another individual, and withholding evidence. While Officer Dukes's false statement about business cards does not rise to the same level of misconduct, given the broad definition of both offenses, it is still possible he could face charges if prosecutors chose to pursue them. It is important to note, however, that South Carolina law does not legally require officers to provide identification to citizens upon request, though many police departments have internal policies requiring them to identify themselves. After Mr. Gilliard was treated by EMS, he and Mr. Julian were allowed to leave. 2 days later, Officer Dukes was terminated from the Orangeburg Department of Public Safety for violating the department's use of force policy, which has not been made publicly available. On August 25, 2021, former Officer Dukes was charged with first-degree assault and battery, an offense that carries a possible sentence of up to 10 years in prison. As of the date of this episode, Mr. Gilliard is represented by an attorney but has not yet taken legal action against Officer Dukes or the department. Overall, former Officer Dukes receives an F for physically assaulting Mr. Gilliard without justification, blatantly lying in his report about the nature of the encounter, and attempting to evade accountability for his outrageous behavior. At no point was Officer Dukes in danger. His violent actions were clearly driven by ego, not by concern for officer or civilian safety. There was absolutely no justification for slamming Mr. Gilliard's head into the pavement when it was obvious he was trying to surrender. This type of misconduct is exactly what has fueled nationwide outrage over abuses of power in law enforcement. Officer Dukes's weak attempts to justify his actions and manipulate the facts only highlight his dishonesty and misconduct, which were entirely unacceptable. I commend the Orangeburg Department of Public Safety for swiftly firing Officer Dukes and pursuing criminal charges against him. If there were a grade lower than an F, he would deserve it. Sergeant Patter, on the other hand, earns an A+ for remaining truthful, professional, and composed throughout the encounter, for ensuring that Mr. Julian received the information he needed, and for maintaining integrity in her reporting. Although it cannot be confirmed, it is likely that Sergeant Patter played a significant role in the department's decision to fire and charge Officer Dukes. Her honest report likely ensured he was held accountable. Officers who witness misconduct are often placed in difficult positions, weighing whether reporting a fellow officer's wrongdoing is worth the potential career consequences. It is, unfortunately, all too common for officers to protect one another rather than confront misconduct. This was evident during the interaction, when Sergeant Meyer fist-bumped Officer Dukes for his supposed "good job," without knowing any of the facts. I commend Sergeant Patter for her courage and integrity in holding Officer Dukes accountable, and I hope her actions inspire other officers to do the same when confronted with misconduct in their own departments. As for Mr. Gilliard and Mr. Julian, I cannot fairly assign them a grade, as their behavior was dictated entirely by the officers on scene. Both men acted calmly and respectfully, complying with every command to the best of their ability. It's fair to say that they were both victims of police misconduct, Mr. Gilliard through physical violence, and Mr. Julian through deception and obstruction. Julian deserves recognition for attempting to hold Officer Dukes accountable by requesting his information and sensing that his actions were unlawful. Let us know in the comments if there's another interaction or legal topic you'd like us to discuss. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out our second channel for even more police interaction content.
Yeah.
Alright. Call me.
Brandon, he can get his stuff off the car.
Dukes, will you say badge number?
1059.
Okay.